morning.
Morning.
So we're going to start about discussing some points in Hunger Games, the story that we have analyzed last time. So the first question is, what subjects, themes, issues in society are shown in the book? Just raise your hand if you want to answer. Thank you. Yes.
The issues that shown in the book Hunger Games in society are poverty, wealth power, violence, and reality television. Also, in the book shows the inequality between the rich and the poor.
Thank you, Ate. Another one. Just raise your hand. Yes, Miss Isa?
Hi, good morning. I would like to apologize for the background noise. I have no control over that. So I completely remember one theme or subject discussed in the Hunger Games, and that is, aside from Jeanette's report, it will be lack of peace between. It shows how the government people acts on that. Poor heart cannot do nothing about it but to obey the unfair regulations in the society, since they have no power over the strong government they have. Also, the government is the one who have the power to decide, since they trying to have power all over the society, not for the betterment of the whole society or the whole planet, but also for but specifically for the betterment of the specific district, which is the capital. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Clarice?
So in number one, the society in the book is experiencing a different form of punishment, which involves sacrificing young children and making them compete in the Hunger Games. However, on the other hand, the children living in the capital cannot compete, since they are rich and they only entertain themselves by watching the people, especially the young ones in each distinct suffer and fight to death.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Miss Faye?
The same I saw in the movie or the story Hunger Games is overuse of power and inequality of status between the rich and the poor, where people is being controlled by those from the dystopian people, and they are not treated as a person, but they are treated as an entertainment of the rich.
Okay, thank you so much. So for me, the theme I saw in the story Hunger Games is the trust and friendship. Why? Because we all know that since Katniss volunteered herself in replacement for her sister, I saw in the story how Katniss became very friendly. Yes, in terms of she is not that competitive. Why? Because she always thinks of her competitors, and also we can see in the story how she loves the people around her. she is very against of hurting people. We all know that in the story. She's very against of hurting people like those innocent, but she has no choice. She had no choice but to live until the end of the story. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Okay. Today we're going to discuss some points in Hunger Games. Na I know we tackled it in our story analysis last time. Okay. Okay, let's start. The first question here is, what subjects, themes, issues in society are shown in the book? Okay, now, since we are not scripted, you're going to raise your hand if you want to answer, okay? Thank you. Okay, who wants to answer first? Sige na, don't be so shy, okay? Hi, ate. Okay. Okay, ate. Excuse me. Okay, kindly open your mic po.
The issues that's shown in the book Hunger Games in society are poverty, full power, violence, and reality television. Also, it shows there that the inequality between the rich and the poorest. That's all.
Okay, thank you, ate. Next one. Yes, Miss Isa?
Okay, for the subjects or themes discussed in the Hunger Games, I still remember one, which is lack of independence or lack of freedom of people in the society, especially in the novel entitled Hunger Games inside the Panem. It shows how the government controls over the people in the society and how the people react and accept the rules and regulations implemented by the rulers and the game makers specifically, not because they really wanted it, but they are forced to do it. The government has the only rights to decide on this society, since they are strong and they wanted to overpower the poor and the other districts in the Panem. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Isa. Yes, Miss Clarice?
Story number one, the issues presented in the book is about injustice and oppression. The society in the book is experiencing a different form of punishment, which involves sacrificing young children and making them compete in the Hunger Games. However, the children living in the capital cannot compete since they are rich and they only entertain themselves by watching the people, especially the young ones in each district suffer and fight to death.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Open your mic, please.
As what I have remember on the story of the Hunger Games, I noticed that it is about the overuse of power and the inequality between the status of the rich and poor, where people is being controlled by those who are in the higher position, and they are not treated as people but as an entertainment rather.
Okay. Okay na po yan natin. Okay. For me naman, it is all about discrimination. Why? As we can see in the story, the big issue there is the inequality, wherein the poor and the rich has a big difference. Why? Because poor cannot decide on themselves, but the rich have the power to decide on what will be and what do they have to do in the society. In terms of teams, I can see the trust and friendship among the district volunteers, or like Katniss and Pita. We can see the friendship there, but they have to, what do you call that? They both have to fight for themselves because they have to live until the end of the story. That's the goal of the story, right? There is only one winner, and that is Katniss. But Katniss shows how to be a brave woman who can sacrifice herself just for the sake of her sister and her family, and even with her district, right? So guys, let me repeat the question again for you to understand what we're going to. Okay. Number 2 question is, how were these issues presented? Was it more of questioning, clarifying points, or trying to solve the issue? Okay, one wants to answer first.
May I speak?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sure.
For me, I think it is more on trying to solve the issue, since Katniss' journey in the Hunger Games is like a roller coaster ride. She is struggling to find the spot for her to survive the life inside in the arena of the Hunger Games, and also the life outside the arena, which is her life between her life in the capital, in which she shows determination to fight back for the game makers to have an equality treatment or fair treatment between capital people and also all over the district.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, another answer. Okay, Miss Magsambal. Okay.
So the issues were presented in a scientific way of telling the story or portraying a non-fiction. So, the issues were more on a questioning, since there may be no possibility that Hunger Games could happen in the future, but the issues that were presented are the same as to some of our society in the present.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Okay.
For me, the story is more on clarifying points, because from the very beginning of the story, it was said that the district place is always under from the entertainment of the capital people, wherein from the very beginning until the end, it was given an emphasis that those people is just a way of those people in the higher level to give them an entertainment and to bring them the joy that they wanted.
Okay, thank you.
For me, the issues presented in the Book of Hunger Games is more questioning, because the characters there are confused why is it happened to them. Like, for example, in the issues of violence, there is a line there that the character said that one child murders another by snapping his neck, and other child are killed by spirits. So they are confused. Why is it happened to them? All of us have a right, so they are question their government. Why is it happen? That's all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, for me, this story or this novel is more questioning but a little bit clarifying. Why? Because in some point, it is more questioning in the part where these fictional characters have different characteristics, right? But they have questions in their mind. Why is it happening to us? Why is it what do you call that? Why is it people in the higher level wants to make this to us? Okay, as I am speaking like one of them. And another one is, why is it so clarifying, or why is it became more clarifying? Because there are some points in the story that will clarify how people with powers can discriminate people under them, and how they can make how they can make people suffer on their hands with their power, and how can they make environment more full of fear, and how people will be against to them. Ganyan yung nangyayari sa akin. For me ha, for me. Okay. Next is, as literature, how does the book affect the actual society we live in? Okay. How this novel affect the society we belong right now? Here in the Philippines, here in the world, as if it is happening today. Okay. Okay. So, in this last question, as literature, how does the book affect the actual society we live in? For me, this literature or this Hunger Games novel is affecting the actual society by, we all know that it is a fiction story wherein there are a lot of technologies used. Yes, it is a very futuristic story wherein the future generations in the actual society will be curious, and there are a lot of technologies used wherein the scientists, maybe all the people in the actual or in the present time will be very innovative, and it will affect the actual society because, for example, there is a equipment there like yung pinantuturok sa kanya. Okay. There is an equipment there, the tracker jacker, which will be inject to them in order to track them in the field. So scientists or even those younger people who will live in the future generations will be curious about this tracker jacker. Is it really can be invented in this modern world we are living with? Okay, that's kind of questions. Okay, next one. Yes, Miss Lisa?
So yeah, I definitely agree with you that it affects the future world. But for me, it affects the actual society we live in, since the author shows the possibility of what will be our future holds. Since we are now stepping on the modernized world, it is a science fiction, therefore it has something to do with futuristic or innovative technologies that may serve as a guide or warning for all the people today or tomorrow, or the other generation that will pop up soon in the future, and also be ready for every possibility that may occur and able to cope up with the changes happening in the environment. So the book always portray about what will be the possible changes, what will be the possible result of change that will be incoming, especially that now we are entering the new world or modernized world. It is kind of question that is true that it may be happen or may not be. So yeah, that will be my opinion about that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, hello, Ate Jeanette. Yes.
The book Hunger Games affect the society we live in through looking at the themes of fear, revolution, and oppression. This book offers the critique of the exploitation, consumerism, and violence of the capitalist and money-making. Money-making purpose can't be ignored in the book of Hunger Games. The money are their powers, and they can do whatever they want using their money. And we can deny it that these things are happening today in our society.
Wow.
That's all.
Okay. That's a very big idea, ate. Okay. Another one? Okay, Miss Magsumbol, you're so pretty. Okay.
The book not only serve as entertainment for readers, but also a lesson for them to learn that society is not always fair. No one should pay for the price for the higher people, and treating others fairly. Yung pantay na pagtingin sa tao ay what should we do in these days? Dapat pantay-pantay lang ang tingin sa tao.
Okay, fair treatment as usual. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Miss Faye.
For me, this story can affect our society in two ways. First, it's those devices or technology used in the story wherein it can be used in the problems that our society may encounter in the future or even now. Or on the other side, this story can affect in bad way, wherein the government may use this story or pwede nilang gayahin kung ano yung meron dun sa story na pwedeng ikasama nung not only the society but the whole world.
Okay. And guys, this story or this novel is very or is an eye-opener to all people in the actual society that we live in, because we all know that government is not always right. Okay. And also, some people are against, but some people are very supportive with this kind of treatment of the government doing to people. And especially in terms of it is an eye-opener, especially because as I've said earlier, it is a science fiction. So talagang we can see that there are gadgets, there are equipments, garments, and even things that we can use for survival in the future. Like, what do you call that? Meron kasi sila doon ginagamit, di ba? Meron ibinigay yung kaibigan ni Katniss, which she has no power to get food. But because of that equipment, she experienced drinking water from the tree. Yung tinutusok niya na pang-inom niya, di ba? To survive. Okay. And it is one way of, teaching people on how to be more mapamaraan siguro. Oo, and be creative, innovative, and in some points, it is a symbolism of yung parang symbolism tong story na to na kailangan mo magtiwala and you have to gain friends in order for you to survive. Dahil, pero hindi lahat ng kaibigan is dapat mong pagkatiwalaan. Parang ganun yung sa story di ba? It is a in some point, it is an eye-opener na hindi lahat ng kaibigan mo is maaasahan mo on this hard part of your life. Okay, as an ending part, let's share first our kung ano yung ating mga natutunan and yung ating pang ibang insights on this novel, on this story, Hunger Games. Okay, it is a very beautiful novel, guys. Lalo na if masusundan nating basahin yung mga sunod pang libro. Okay. If ayaw nyo magbasa, manood kayo ng movie. Okay. So, wants to share fairs? Fairs first. Okay, sorry po. Medyo bulol. May mga sundalo kasi dito. Hi. Hello. Okay. Sige, Faye.
What I learned from the story, which is not applicable in real life, is that being poor is a big sin. Where if you belong to poor people, then you don't have the right to live in a peaceful and uncontrollable society, and you don't have the right to do whatever you wanted. And like if you are a person from this street, then you are just a part of capital people's entertainment.
Okay. Next. Yes, Miss Lisa?
Well, as part of my realization after reading the book. Yes, it is indeed a good book in which I realized that equality will never be achieved if the thinking or the people's mindset is always about overpowering the poor ones or the lower class ones. We can never achieve a peaceful world if there is a people who always wanted to be higher than the others. So therefore, I can see that reflection in the society is it is always the book is always reflected on what is happening in our environment, maybe in a fictitious way, but you can see the connection between the current situation we have right now. I can say that it is very important. It has a vital role in the society, to which we are able to realize what are the things that lack and limits us to attain a peaceful world. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yes? Another one? Okay. Ate Jeanette, go.
The lesson I learned in the Hunger Games is that we should stand up for what you believe in, no matter what your circumstances are. Katniss is powerful, as like we are. She lives in dystopian society where her district 12, is on the lowest rung of the power ladder. So she is powerless, and also the word sacrificing. If you truly love your family, you will sacrifice for them, just like Katniss did. She sacrificed herself from his sister, and the one thing that I could say is sacrifice is the foundation of maturity.
Okay,
That's all.
thank you. Yes, Miss Magsambal.
So, our society faces the same issues presented in the book, which is Hunger Games, because those who sits in a high position oppress the powerless, which are the people who lives in the poverty. Who lives in the poverty and also suffering, and also power is abused by the rich, and they are poor people for entertainment and for their satisfaction.
Okay, thank you. What I've learned in this novel is that everything happens for a reason. Maybe Katniss Everdeen experienced a lot of challenges in the story because she is a symbolism of bravery, and she is a symbolism of a woman who is powerful than a typical man na kilala natin. And I also learned that in this story, everything happens for a reason in terms of dun sa mga nangyari sa kanya inside the Hunger Games na mismo, yung sa pakikipagsapalaran niya sa loob, na there are a lot of challenges, but still, there are people who will help you. You are not alone in this world. You can have your shoulder to cry on, and even you are feeling down, there are people who will lift you up and will make you more inspired in doing things for the success of your goals. And even there are a lot of hindrances na talagang humara sa kanyang daanan patungo sa tagumpay, is she always believe on his weaknesses and strengths. Okay. Lahat tayo merong strengths and weaknesses. All we have to do is kilalanin nating mabuti yung ating sarili in order to siguro ay mas, kasi pag kilala natin yung sarili natin, mas alam natin kung ano yung dapat gawin and kung ano yung mga bagay na hindi dapat gawin. Like Katniss. Katniss know her strengths and knows her weaknesses. Ang weaknesses niya is her family. And ang kanyang strength is yung family niya rin. So, she used it as a big weapon for her to fight for the liberty, for the District 12, and even for the life ng kanyang kapatid. And that's the essence of this story, the love for the family, I guess. That's all. Okay. So, thank you for sharing, and I hope this story is not just a story. It always knocks on our hearts, even in the future days, siguro. Not now, but in the future days na dadating, siguro mas makakatulong ito sa atin in facing the future world we have. Okay. So, I just want to thank you for attending this discussion or this simple briefing about this story Hunger Games. Thank you, Miss Isa. Thank you, Miss Faye. Thank you, Miss Jeanette. And thank you, Miss Magsumbol. Okay. Have a
I
great
would
day
like to-
and goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you
Picture
all.
muna tayo.
Okay.
Picture.
Whoops!